I'm not sure how this is taken and stuff, but thought I'd put on my everyday clothes for you guys instead of what you normally see me in. So remember, we're not all what you normally see. Sometimes we're just kids. We're not in the garage because Ted started to freeze and it's about 38 degrees in the garage. But it wasn't too bad. But anyhow, so we want to do another quick one here, which is basically talking about things you should do or know about when going to an area. We're going to talk particularly about the 5 areas that we have here, which would be Lookout Pass, Silver Mountain, 49 degrees north, Mount Spokane, and Schweitzer. And they all have common issues that we think are important to you when you plan the trip to go there. So number one, I'm going to say, once you plan your trip to go to one of these places, research it well and look for what you are wanting. If you have endless money and you don't care how much you spend, walk up to any ticket window, buy a ticket, walk up to rental, buy a rental, walk up to snow sports school and buy a lesson. But what you should have done is look for, how can I combine things here, particularly a family, or if you're just getting into it, you can do that by buying packaged items where all of that is put together with reduced prices or special rates for certain times of the week or whatever. So that's one of the things you want to do. But Ted, what's the number one issue that people are going to suffer with in any of those areas? And it has to do with what time do you get there? What's the number one problem they're going to have?
Yeah, you want to check on what parking and how you access the facility.
The parking being the number
parking
one
being a big deal, and because you think about it, a lot of these mountains are in out of the way places, and they just haven't built a lot of parking space for them, and there are more and more people going.
Okay, so parking is premium.
Yep.
The word premium means what?
Money.
Money. So the earlier you get to any one of these areas on a weekend or a weekday, the closer you will be able to park to the establishment itself. So look out, the parking lot fills by 9 o'clock and people start parking near the highway.
Yeah.
49 degrees north probably you'll be in satellite parking.
Yeah.
At Schweitzer, you'll be in extended parking, but they are building new parking places. But it's a lot easier to ride a bus up from the lower part of Schweitzer, pay $3 and get dropped off at the steps, than to climb up the hill or any of the other places we get. Silver Mountain, although it's close, it's across the street. People put on their ski boots and their snowboard boots, walking through parking lots that are covered in ice and snow, where slips and falls, and you haven't even gotten to the area yet, are quite possible and can be catastrophic. So parking and where you park is all a hassle. Mount Spokane's the same, 2-lane road going in. Got to get there early to have bad traffic. So parking is number one. Number two, people have to do what? Find, where do I buy?
Wait, I was thinking of something else.
Where do I buy?
Where do you buy anything? Where do you buy food? Where do you get stuff, and how much you're willing to spend? Most places will put up something and say, there are services, guest services.
Right.
The part I was going to go to before I got to that, and before you go to a place, you should access a map of what the trails are like, and see what kind of place it is.
Well, even before you get out on the snow, you've got to know where you're going throughout the resort. So a good example. What you want to find out is, and ask these questions when you get people, do you have a one-stop shop where I can go in and do everything I need without going to 3 different places in order to get my day going? Because that's all time out of your day you're spending in lines that you could prevent it by going to one window that will sell you everything you need and put you on your way. And your destination areas are a little better. I know if you're going to Schweitzer and stuff, you can walk into the ticket selling area and they'll have a component for lift tickets. They'll have a component that will be rentals. They'll have a component that will be snow sports packages. And that's nice because that makes it easy for you. A lot of other places don't necessarily have that one-stop shop, but you need to look for it. So, can I get it where I want it? Can I get it quick? Do I have less time in line? And am I in the right time? So, one of the biggest problems that I found over 30 years in ski areas, I'm sure Ted has too, is signage. And it's not that they don't have signage, it's just that you don't read it as you're moving around. You're walking around going, well, let's see, the kids are going towards there, where's the bathroom, and where's the food, and where's it? It's because we're in a hurry, and we understand that. But the more you know before you go, the better off you're going to be. Okay, so another area that is encompassing upon you at most of the areas now is because of COVID, we've gotten into a state being that we change in the parking lots more often, leave our gear in the cars, and then go on our happy way on the mountain. For years here in North Idaho, wow, did we have it good? We could walk in, get by the fireplace, hang our bag somewhere near there with all of our life savings and everything in it, walk outside because everybody was so honest and poor, nobody stole from anybody else because you'd be stealing from some of your own relatives. That's how small the areas were. But nowadays, they don't have those things. They've done away with cubicles. They've done away with money machines to put your stuff in. Half the time they don't work anyhow. And then they go, well, I'm sorry, but we can't give any money back because we don't actually collect the money on those machines. It's a vending activity outside of our hands. I've seen it many places. So what you want to find out also before you go is if I need to bring all my gear in, will I be able to store it somewhere and have it watched by people? How much it might cost me, etc., etc. So those are all important issues. And the last one is, and this is about, where do they want you to eat in the places now?
Yeah, right. And
at their cash register.
Yeah.
So if you bring your own food, they don't really want you in the facility that's set up for the people buying the stuff. So it's getting more and more monetary cost. And I know a lot of you Ted and I bring our own food. We do all that stuff. We will buy a cup of coffee or something here and there, something small, but we won't pay into the operational cost of the areas through the high cost of food. Up in Canada, we do a little bit more. But here in our local areas, we pretty much bring our stuff, etc. But I can tell you that taking your boots off when it's freezing cold is no fun. So having storage for this stuff internal is a blessing. So you want to check on parking, you want to check on being able to buy in one spot, you want to check on where you have to be in line, what time you have to be in line. You want to find out if they can supply you storage, because a lot of places are doing away with it, so that you will have to buy a cubicle or a locker during your stay. It's all about the money. The other thing you might not consider, but you need to, is the last thing I want to say. Don't go to lunch at lunchtime anywhere. And why is that, Ted?
That's when everybody else goes.
It's when everybody else goes. And we're already getting more and more crowded.
So, here's a point for that. If you think it's 12 o'clock, I need to go to lunch, don't. Everybody else will go, and the slopes will be that much more empty when you're riding, and it's that much nicer. So,
get on your own schedule. Don't be on everybody's schedule.
Yeah, stay on.
And enjoy your day.
Yep.
So we hope this helps, and hope you guys will tune in, follow us, and see that even though we're old, we still can think a little bit.
And snow's
and
coming.
we actually think more about how we can help you than how we can help ourselves. Because we made all these mistakes we're talking about, every single one of them, day in and day out. So have a good one.
Yep.
Right ahead.
Snow's coming.